it seems like the Diablo 4 honeymoon stage has finally ended, and now people are giving their just critiques. So let's hear what Force Gaming has to say.
Why, hello. How's it going? I know you haven't seen me in a while. I've been a bit MIA for the past couple of weeks. That's because, if you hadn't heard, Blizzard launched a brand new game. Yeah, that's right. Since Diablo 4 release, I've just been living, breathing, eating, and sleeping this game. Okay, well, there really hasn't been so much sleeping because I ain't got time for that. Paragon board ain't gonna fill itself. Neither is my best in slot gear gonna grind itself. And don't even get me started on those altars of Lilith. Although, I'm just kidding. I haven't even tried on those. I'm not gonna run around clicking on all the little stupid altars. There's over 160 of them or something, and getting to all of them.
I have done 2 zones fully. I really don't want to do the rest. I really don't. I don't think it's worth it.
Would require me riding on my horse for a real long time, and since riding on the horse feels like crap, I don't want to do that either.
True.
No, I'm much more interested in running Champion's Demise for the 1000th time. I got to about 500 before I checked out. It's just boring as hell, dude. I don't know how people do it. Collecting ears in PvP has been a lot of fun. Also, fun fact, I've never died. And also killing world bosses on the max.
So if you don't understand what he's saying, PvP is stupid because there's literally something that can one-shot you off screen and you have no idea what it is even. World bosses are an absolute joke that even the Diablo community does not think they are hard, and Diablo community does not even know what the word hard actually means because not a single Diablo game has actually been ever hard. Same for Path of Exile, so don't get your panties up in a bunch.
Max difficulty tier in under 30 seconds because that makes a whole lot of sense. They did buff them back up though. Now it takes somewhere around 60 to 90 seconds instead.
It's still annoying though.
And then also I got myself all the way to about level 80 on my sorceress in just a couple of days of hardcore grinding before deciding to re-roll as a druid because yes, I am in fact certifiably crazy. Anyway, today I'm here because I want to share some updated opinions, suggestions, and thoughts on the game. There's a lot of new and updated critiques here basically after spending the past week and a half playing, and although this video is going to be focused on critiques and things that I would like to see improved upon, don't get it twisted. Overall, I love Diablo 4, like hands down. This is my favorite game so far of the year. I've just been having...
Yeah, no matter the critiques, the reality is, dude, even if Diablo is a 6 out of 10 game, it's still fun to play. It's still fun to play time to time. And, you know, the combat is good. It feels rewarding. Necromancers still don't see anything but a black screen most of the time because of the way Quartz Explosion works. But, you know, small steps, baby steps, you know. The gem tab is coming in, like, 15 seasons or something. It's great.
An absolute blast, and I definitely foresee myself playing now straight through to season 1, although admittedly I will be playing at a slower clip because so far, yes, I have gone a wee bit overboard. I think the game's great. I've been having an absolute blast. I already totally think it's worth the cost of admission.
It's
but there
definitely
are some
worth the
things,
cost.
for sure, that I would like to see improved, changed, added upon, and or addressed in the current state of the game that I think would overall make for a much better gameplay experience. So let's talk about some of the things.
All of the things he's gonna state are gonna be things that everyone knows that need to be addressed, and things that Blizzard has literally already said that they're not gonna do.
Diablo 4 needs to consider addressing from the perspective of an armchair YouTube developer.
Nice.
It's worth a lot, right? I know. Okay, so first off, speaking of that first season, maybe reconsider...
Well, considering how badly balanced the game is, you know, anyone's critique at this point is literally as valid as a developer's critique, considering they let this game launch.
The Renown farm resetting, I gotta tell you, as much as I love the scale of the world, there's just a lot here to do and see. Absolutely massive play space, and as I'm going through for the very first time, discovering everything.
Ooh, I like this one. This one was kind of okay.
For the first time, doing the side quest, engaging in the world, but the idea of starting it all from scratch and specifically having to refarm all of the Renown every season.
Okay. The Renown is a problem, and the biggest problem is they're gonna allow you to have, like, waypoints to major cities, which is stupid. They should allow all the waypoints, let's be real. Because you're gonna... What does not allowing waypoints actually accomplish? Please tell me. Enlighten me. What does not allowing waypoints accomplish? Someone's literally just gonna take half an hour to run through the map like this and get all the waypoints. That's it. Do we really need to not allow all waypoints except major cities? No. It's stupid. You should be allowed to have all the waypoints unlocked because it doesn't change or affect the game, honestly. Altars of Lil are gonna be unlocked. Strongholds still need to be cleared, which is honestly kind of fine. Some of them are better than others, some of them are favors than others, but still fine in my honest opinion. And side quests. The blue things, boys. Oh, that one. So this is what Blizzard's gonna do with them. They're not gonna save. They're not gonna be saved. And they take so long, and some of the quests are so unbelievably bad. Oh no, save me, save me, save me. How bad the quests are. Oh. Yeah. Blizzard is not going to save those. How about this, Blizzard? This is the easiest solution, and you can have this one for free. When you complete a quest in any season, now or in Season 1, that quest paragon will forever be locked in. But when the new season starts, the quest is again repeatable. How about that? The easiest solution.
Just sounds like way too much of a hassle. Like, as much as I am enjoying it the first time through, I can't envision a full reset that my motivation to do that all from 0 to 100 again is going to be there. Frankly, it really almost makes me wish they hadn't gone with the full game reset of the seasonal structure while also having this massive open world and all this stuff in it. These things just feel a bit at odds with me, and I almost wish that maybe they tried something different where they tried to incorporate this idea of season.
You know what no one talks about that I'm gonna just talk about a little bit? The open world feels good. The open world actually feels like a real world. You have these bigger cities, you have these smaller encampments not too far away. It actually feels like a real world. It makes sense. There's elevation differences. It feels good, okay? And no one mentions that.
Adding new content that freshens up the game, but also letting us keep a lot of the base version of the game cleared with the map uncovered and the renown that we have farmed, but maybe having seasonal elements in parts of the world or for specific types of content within the world, but not the entire overland map. You know what I'm saying? And I know ARPGs, they've always been about this. It's actually what's kept me coming back to Diablo 3 over the years, is because yes, it's fun to jump in to check out a new season, but that's fun for a few days to a week. It just makes me wish, this is probably also goes back to something that I've talked about in prior videos, where it seems like Diablo 4 in a lot of ways played it safe and doesn't quite have as much innovation as I wish they had pushed for. And I think this is probably one of those things where we could envision you've got this huge play space, massive open worlds, and yes, you still do seasons. Yes, you give us a reason to come back for fresh new things. You give us a reason to make new characters, but maybe that could be within portions of the game instead of the entire game space and clearing it all.
Not bad.
This world. I like that I've cleared it, and I would like to have freshened content in seasons that didn't completely Thanos snap the whole map progress, especially the Renown farm, because it's really a slog. It feels like quite a bit of a slog.
Like, that is gonna be the biggest complaint in Season 1 if they actually just choose to not keep the Renown up. So what? You get, like, 20 free Paragon points. Big deal. You are so incredibly powerful at level 50 when you enter World Tier 3 anyway, and when you first acquire your upgrade items, which literally is like killing a couple of mobs. You're so strong. What's the difference? Oh no, you got the Paragon points and oh no. That makes literally no difference.
Next up, I do want to talk about how map progress resets within a season or within the current launch version of the game, but first, let us progress to a word from today's sponsor. If you're looking to get the most out of your Diablo 4 experience like I have been, why not consider getting a hardware upgrade, which conveniently is where the sponsor of today's video comes in.
Bruh, why do you need fans on fans on fans on fans on fans? Is that normal? Seems like witchcraft to me.
A second character. It feels like they should maybe have it so that your map progress would be shared across characters within the Eternal Realm, and then I would hope this would also apply to the seasons. Because right now, the way that it works is that any renown thresholds that you break within those 5-tier rewards, those will be reset if you make a new character. So in my
yeah, that's why I don't want to make a new character. That's why I don't want to finish the Paragon Renown thing. Because it's pointless. Blizzard is punishing us for actually wanting to play the game because they made something that's really good, but so pointless everyone knows it. Sad.
Particular instance, I played a lot. I got my sorcerer up to 80, and then I decided I want to try a new character. I'd like to level up a druid, so I make a druid, and everything is reset. Now, it put me in the strange position where, while playing on my sorceress, I had like roughly half or 3/4 of the Renown completion finished for every single one of the 5 zones. But since I didn't want to play my Sorc any longer, in order to unlock the full Renown rewards to get all the way up to those Paragon points at the end in that 5th tier, I basically had to start from scratch in every single portion of the game.
Stupid.
It basically had me struggling with it, where like, should I just play my sorceress even though I no longer want to, just to complete all of this Renown grind? Or can I keep playing my new character, the one that I'm interested and motivated to play right now, keep playing my druid, but start from scratch in every single zone? Maybe there's a better balance that they can strike. Maybe at the very least, if they shared all of the waypoint unlocks for all of the towns. Right now you get all of the major towns when you make a new character, but everything else is completely reset. I think if at the very least they gave me every single waypoint, and that would make going through that process again a little bit easier than it is with a full-on reset whenever you make a brand new character. And it kind of goes back to the first point, where I love that this game is so huge. I love that it's massive. I love that there's so much play space and there's so much to explore and to see. But the flip side of that token is that it feels like quite a bit of a slog when you start to consider other characters. I also think they should look at rebalancing experience rewards. So up until this point, one of the fastest ways to level, to get experience, to grind up towards that max level of 100 has just been through farming dungeons and resetting them in a group, doing things like split farming. That has been hands down by a large margin the fastest experience per hour, the best way to level up. We saw this initially with people running through Champion's Demise, and then recently it was Ruins of Eridu, both of which have now completely been nerfed into the ground, with Blizzard cutting back on the number of elite packs, because elite packs are basically the best way to get the most XP. They've got a large portion. I think it's like 7 times more experience you get from elite packs than you do from normal mobs, so people just want to farm elite packs. And usually,
and they literally nerf anything that's actually dense with the elite packs, so the leveling is a slog. And when you get a lot of you probably quit Diablo 4 at this point, you know, or are waiting for season 1. It's when you hit like level 60-ish, 60 plus, and you need to get to level 70 so you finally can unlock World Tier 4. It takes forever. The leveling feels so absolutely unrewarding, okay? It's just like, you do a dungeon and it's like, so little. And, you know, that period of the game is so bad, and people definitely quit because of it. Because it's the worst part of the game, ironically.
In any game like this, the best way to do it is to find the most like predictable and highest density amount of experience that you can farm within a set window to get the fastest amount of experience per hour. And the more reliable and more consistent you can make that, the more likely that is to be considered the best method in a particular game. Now, there's always going to be a best method. It doesn't matter how much you try to balance it across all these different content types. There will always be some most efficient way. Maybe though they can do things to try to even it out a little bit. I think one possible solution would just be nerfing continuous runs of the same content, and this would make it so that if people try to run the same instance over and over and over again, it would maybe give successively less experience on successive runs. That might feel a bit too restrictive to players, so maybe another option is just buffing things, other content in the game. Like, for example, I feel like Nightmare Dungeons should probably reward more experience. It's already a progression path that we want to do for leveling up our glyphs, so why not make it also good for farming experience? And that could be sort of a kill 2 birds with one stone. It's not like there isn't enough to grind in this game as is. You can
also make it so that no one ever talks about this, and so I will say this for the 30 billion time. Make it so the maps actually are random, because if you are level like 60 and you're doing the level 19-20 dungeons, the demon dungeons, chaos dungeons, whatever you want to call them, they're the same. You're literally gonna always get like 1 to 4 different places you're being sent to. There's no diversity, okay? There's no diversity at all. You're running the same 4 dungeons constantly. Same for dungeons. It's stupid.
Remove some grinding by consolidating the character level grinding and the glyph upgrade grinding. That would be great. And then the overworld, like, I love this. It's a great space, but it feels like the worst place to go if you're trying to level up. So maybe some bonuses to experience while in the overworld. Maybe, hey, you know, they've done this before.
And something that also people never talk about the overworld, people don't go to certain places, and rare spawns just start stacking in certain places. Along the coastline, on the top of the map, to the left. If you go along the coastline, you can sometimes see, like, you know, 5 packs of rare mobs just simultaneously. And they don't give any experience, sadly.
Kill chain bonuses. So if you're in the overworld and you're just chaining from group to group, but if that only applies to the overworld, because then dungeons would again be clearly the best place to be. Give some more incentive for us to be in the overworld. I know they have the bounty system, the Tree of Whisper system, but that doesn't feel like quite enough. It feels like far behind the dungeon grinding. They nerfed Champion's Demise. They've nerfed Eridu. We're just gonna find the next most efficient dungeon to farm unless they change something up in addition to what they've done here. In addition to nerfing the elite pack in dungeons. You got to do something else that makes it so that there will be a more of an even playing field when it comes to that best XP farm for the people looking to do that. Now, this next thing hasn't affected me personally because I haven't played a hardcore character, but watching people lose their characters to the fact that this game is a live service game, always online,
that's
it's
so nice.
Absolutely heartbreaking to see, like, people dying and losing their hardcore characters to disconnects, bugs, and glitches, or what's worse, the fact that Blizzard restarting servers to update the cash shop ended up killing people's hardcore characters. All of this just means, hey, there should really be some sort of like in-game petition for people to get
Blizzard,
get their hardcore characters revived if they died for any reason beyond just playing the game. This might just be one of the things like, hey, you sign up for this because this is an always online game.
Well, it's a live service. So, you know, you dying to a DC is kind of the part of the live service.
If there are server issues, if you run into bugs and glitches and your character dies...
This guy literally just stood on a platform that crumbled. Well, yeah, you're probably not gonna survive that, Chief.
You're SOL. But, you know, I've seen, like, you know, people have level 100 characters that die to bugs and glitches or server outages. And it just feels really crappy. It doesn't affect me personally, but I've got empathy.
It feels good. Because anyone who plays hardcore in a Blizzard game has a couple of screws loose. Okay? Blizzard games are literally never balanced. Never! 20 years! Barely one game is barely balanced, okay? So yeah, playing hardcore is just wasting your time because you are gonna die in town no matter what at some point, you know? Something's gonna happen, and dead. Dead in town.
For the people who it does affect, and maybe if this isn't something that Blizzard isn't already considering, they should consider. You got a live service, always online game. If people's characters die, not because they played poorly or misread an encounter, but because you updated the cash shop, maybe we should revive all of those characters. I think that'd be really good. The mount in this game feels really awkward between constantly getting hung up on things, various low-lying objects in the environment. Your mount all of a sudden will just stop if you slightly clip the side of a pathway that you're riding on, or the fact that they've got this, I don't know why, but if you don't know, the further away your mouse is from your mount, the faster your mount moves. Like, I kind of understand how that might translate to, like, you know, if you're playing on a gamepad and the further you push the joystick, the faster it goes. That makes sense. But with the mouse and keyboard, what? I don't like it, and I really they should get rid of it.
No one likes it.
It just makes it feel clunky. And before you realize that this is a thing, you just don't understand why the heck your mount is sometimes, when you hit the gallop button, going like a mile an hour, and sometimes going at breakneck speed. And I didn't realize that for the longest time, and then I read it. It's so
stupid.
What, this is a thing? Oh, it sucks. It's stupid. Get rid of that. I don't want my mount to go faster or slower depending on my mouse positioning to the mount. Just make my mount go max speed, and then when it gallops, make it go faster, okay? If I want to RP, give me an RP walk button or something. I don't need my mount to go slow at any point. The point of the mount is speed increase, max speed of Make the mount go max speed, please. I've also
Well, you need to understand, Diablo 4 devs are not really gamers. They probably never played that game. So, these problems are non-problems in their eyes, because who would even consider this a problem?
seen people complaining about the fact that the mount has a cooldown. I think as part of just like a game mechanics thing, it's okay that there's a cooldown when you dismount if you want there to be some time in between dismounting and mounting. I think particular though, the long cooldown when you get dismounted by enemy mobs, it's, I don't know, like 20 to 30 seconds. It feels super long. Get rid of that. It's already long enough just if you dismount on purpose. Now here's some quality of life things that I would really love to see, and I think would be great additions to the game. Give us build templates and or loadouts. You know, they've already got a template system in place for cosmetics in the game. You can have all of these different cosmetic presets. Give me that.
I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't know how I feel about that. Loadouts, I think, are a bad idea. If you are playing some kind of class and you decide to do X on that class, I think if you want to switch specs completely and play another version of that class, you should probably level it up again. I know people are gonna disagree with this because this is like a very split take, and who is right basically boils down to, I think you're stupid, and no, I think your argument's stupid. I like it this way. No, I like it that way better. These are what these arguments boil down to. I don't know. I think people are gonna quit the game because, you know, it's like, okay, because how, you gotta think about how does it feel to actually just you know, play the same character and just switch specs in this case, okay? If you want to make a new spec, what are you doing? You're just mindlessly farming items that have a 100% RNG drop to be found, and then you're just switching them up instantaneously. And what happens then? Because you're probably level like 100 if you honestly want to make a character switch at that point, or close to it, or you're definitely the top 10 most people who grind this game. You know, the moment you find all your gear, you just one-shot everything instantaneously when you equip it. There's no feeling of progression for that gear. You have just switched your playstyle, but you're still literally one-shotting everything because you're max level. You have acquired the gear. You are playing the build that you want to play, but you felt literally zero progression by doing so. And this is why I think you need to create a new character and not some kind of build spec switch thing.
For our skill tree, for our build, and for our Paragon board, please. That'd be super helpful. So for one, this could be if you want to play different types of specializations. So for example, on my Sorceress, I was playing Arc Lash, but maybe I wanted to try the Ice Shard build, or the Fire War build, or maybe I want to try a Conjuration build. But then also, even if you want to play the same spec but have different variations, you know? So you'll have a variation of a build if you're doing speed clearing and you just want to be fast and quickly taking out things, AoE groups. You might have a single target spec. You might have a tanky spec for pushing nightmare dungeons. You might have a PvP spec. It would be great if we just had templates in the game instead of having to manually change these whenever we go through different
PvP spec. PvP spec
content. Now, the early pre-launch concerns of respecing being prohibitively expensive, that hasn't come to bear.
That's
I haven't felt any issues if I wanted to change a few specs here and there. But they can totally still have the gold cost associated with respecking and have build templates and loadouts in the game, and just make it so that every time you swap loadouts, you take away some of our gold because you want that.
I hate looking at other people's skill trees because I'm playing a Necromancer, and it's like the biggest diversity in skills you have the beginner skill, you know, your left click. Not happy about that, Blizzard. There's a lot of things you didn't put in the game that we Necromancers would absolutely love. And we still literally don't see anything but black on our screens because reasons. So stop, please, I beg you.
To be part of the gold sink. Although, let's be honest, with the gear system and gear upgrade and extracting and all of that stuff, there's some pretty big gold sinks in the game. In particular, when you want to re-roll attributes. I mean, it's going up to the millions, many millions of gold
instantly
just to try to get a new attribute roll. Like, you got a lot of gold sinks as is. I don't really know that the skill system, the builds has to be a major part of that. It can still be a part of it, but it doesn't have to be a major part of it, because you're taking our gold. You're taking my gold, Blizzard. Okay. Trust me, my gold is disappearing very quickly all the time. Why, oh why, is there a cap of 20 side quests? There's too many side quests already. There's a lot of them all over the place. Just let me have all the side quests. Why is there a cap? It's totally unnecessary. It's not like the game is constantly showing me the side quest. I have to click on it for it to be highlighted anyway, so just get rid of the limitation. It's really, really frustrating, honestly, especially as we're going through. I'm trying to do Renown in a natural manner as I'm doing things, as I'm doing Hell Tides, as I'm doing tree bounties. I'll do some side quests in the process, and I'm just trying to do my Renown that way instead of hard.
I have like 75-8% of all side quests completed, and I have like 10 in my journal left, and after that I don't know where they are. I literally have no idea where they are. I haven't found the rest. What am I supposed to do now, Blizzard? Nothing.
Hardcore farming it, running around for Altars of Lilith, or running around the side quest, or running around each dungeon. I just want to naturally come across this Renown unlock, and it's so much more annoying with these
you have 185 shard splinters, whatever you want to call them. Go to the chest
of the side quest, because I'll be in a zone and just doing the natural unlocking, and then if I go to another zone for tree quest over there, I don't have any of the side quests, and I can't pick them up because my quest log is full. So I gotta abandon all those quests and then pick up these ones and do that. And then if I move to another zone because of the new Tree of Whispers locations, I'll do it again. It's just get rid of the limitation. It seems totally...
Tree of Whispers seems useless, but at the same time, if you're doing a Helltide, you're probably finishing a Tree of Whispers quest or something like that. You know, the cellar quests, like, okay, the world boss is spawning in 5 minutes. Oh, look at that, there's a cellar nearby. Bam, go to it. You know, the Tree of Whispers could be a lot better, but I personally, and this is not going to be the same for everyone, I think I'm in the minority of this, but I can actually find ways to fulfill the Tree of Whispers just by playing the game, by not concentrating to it. And I think that should be the goal. To make Tree of Whispers that you don't actively need to complete it to actually complete it. You know, you do something and, you know, you get a reward for it anyway. I think that is the way that they should go with Tree of Whispers. That would be so better.
Unnecessary. Currently, the game has a Mark II junk option where basically you can mark a bunch of things that you want to sell as junk in one bulk thing. I think it'd make way more sense if there was a Mark to keep option, because most of the time, the majority of what you have in your inventory is junk, and you're either going to want to bulk sell it or bulk salvage it. So let us mark the 1 or 2 items that we want to keep, and then bulk get rid of the rest. I would love to see a death recap. You know, sometimes I'll die in this situation. I'll be like, how did I die? Why did I die? What happened? What hit me? How much damage did it do? Were there resistances and debuffs considered? Any sort of detailed recap here, I think, would be a great addition to the game. Along those same lines...
Oh, no, you don't want... Blizzard will never give us that, because the moment something like that is implemented in the game, people are gonna see that literally not a single thing works about this game, okay? Like, the Necromancer's primary... one of the primary Necromancer things that you're supposed to play around is corpses for the first week and whatever. Corpses were bugged. Half of the corpses were duds. They didn't do anything. And we still can't even have, for Necromancers, the ability to just press the summon skeleton key without targeting a corpse. I don't care where the corpse is, Blizzard. I just want to summon it. I just want to summon a stupid skeleton. I don't see the screen. It's all black because of how you made this corpse explosion work. And I need to find corpses to summon
We talked about this pre-release as well. I would also love to see an end-of-event recap for things like world boss fights or
who did the most damage in 2 seconds.
Give me a little recap of highlights of information of what happened, how we did, how much damage we did. Just interesting stats you could throw in here, which I think would be great. This next one is a recurring request, and that is for a larger field of view, for the love of God. Anytime I get on a mount, anytime I go to the Tree of Whispers, and at various other locations in the game, when that camera zooms back just a wee bit, I'm like, this is where my camera should be the whole time. Could you just please consider it? Give us the option. You don't have... If you want to keep it up close for the immersion, if you want to keep it up close for the sake of people playing on console because they're further away from their screens, I get that as
console ruining another game. Classic.
As well, there's a whole lot of reasons why Blizzard wants the camera where they have it. But I'm telling you, I'm sitting here Got an ultra-wide monitor. I'm an arm's length or so away from it. I want that camera back just a little bit. I don't, it doesn't need to be massive, right? I don't need my character to be like a P on the screen, but somewhere between 10 to 20% more pulled back, I think would be great. And then finally, the last big thing is so much quality of life when it comes to storage and the stash. For one, we absolutely need a larger shared stash. Trying to store...
let me see if he has this Okay, he's not... Okay, so the stupidest thing that I saw when playing this game, like, you think this is bad? How about I tell you a secret? How about I give you the secret of a lifetime, boys? These things, all of these things, maximum stack size is 50. Yeah. When this hits 50, he's gonna have a new stack forming right next to it. Yeah. What a time to be alive.
Or alternate gear for different builds, for variations on my build, like I talked about earlier, for like speed clearing, or for single targets, or for PvP, and then having to save the aspects because there's all these different roles and the various builds will have specific aspects that they want and only...
Does anyone read the potions, by the way? I don't. I just click on the random potion, whatever, 5% XP, let's go.
Half of the aspects are in the Codex of Power, so I need to hold on to my aspects, but they take up a lot of space. And then that doesn't even consider if you have more than one character. As it was just on my sorceress, my stash was basically full.
Yeah.
Then I made the druid, and I was like...
make a new character, see what happens, good luck there, buddy. There's not enough stash space. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Why can't they have the basic thing where, you know, there's like, every character has a stash, and it's like, I don't know, like four spaces. But there's a fifth space that is shared amongst all your characters, and you can put things in it and take out by other characters. That would be so easy. That would be so great. That would be so good. But no. Also, the aspect thing. The aspects are a complete failure, honestly. The extraction thing. We should have some kind of tab where we see all of the aspects and how many times we have extracted it. And that should be a random roll. Not the roll that you get from the item, because that's stupid, but a random roll. And then you have that aspect. You, for example, you have 3 aspects extracted. Well, you're applying it to an item, you apply it, and it's a random roll. That's how the aspect should work. That would be the best system.
My stash is full, and at least half of it is for my sorcerer. So what ended up happening as I continued to play the druid and was like, hey, you know what? I love this. I'm having a great time. I think this is going to be my new main character. I got all the sorcerer stuff taking up space. I need storage for my druid. I just had to delete all my sorceress stuff, and that's going to suck when I go back to playing the sorceress. So we need more shared space in general. I think there's some also more fine-tuning they could do. I think separate gem storage would be great as well. I actually flip-flopped on this. So early on, I was like, oh my god, there's so many gems. They take up so much space. I hate this. You know, we should get like a gem pouch or an extra gem storage tab. But then, as I kept on playing and I was in the end game, I realized, well, you only need like a handful of gems for your build. Because
that is true. I knew he's gonna say that. That is true. But the problem is some people, including myself, will pick them up. It's just how it is. Yeah, you only need a couple of them at the end game, but that doesn't mean I'm not picking them up. That does not mean that I don't want to, you know, have 9,003,000 gajillion gems in my, you know, stash when I open it. I want to see that. He's right, but a lot of people are gonna be like I just said.
Because once you know the gems that you need, you don't need to hold on to all the other ones and all the other variations, right? And then I was like, okay, maybe this gem thing isn't such a big deal. But then the leaks came out that there are going to be higher tier gems, with people reporting that we might need hundreds or thousands of gems to feed into to make.
Dude, thousands of gems there. We give a lot of crap to Diablo Immortal, and I have given a lot of crap to it, yes. There's pretty much nothing good about the game in my opinion. But I do like the idea of a lot of infinity power scaling systems. Like infinity Paragon scaling, where, you know, you add more boards and stuff, and you get like 1 point in that, and it's like 1 intelligence per 20 over at some point, but you still get it, you know? people who play the game like religiously, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, those people should be awarded. And I don't, and that award should not be, it should be like a 1% stronger character. Because infinity scaling is good no matter what you say. Even useless infinity scaling where you get awarded like 1% extra power, additive, not geometrical scaling, in like, 5 days played, still good. Still feels something somewhat rewarding.
Make those higher tier gems, and now I've gone back again to thinking, yes, we should be holding on to every single gem that we find because we're gonna need it for a future update, and with that, we need some gem storage, please. That would be great. Also, along those same lines, aspects, okay? So we extract aspects, and they take up just as much room as the item that we were holding on to. So in a lot of ways, it doesn't really make sense to even extract an aspect until you are about to use it, because it takes up just as much space, so just hold it up in your inventory, but as mentioned earlier, we don't actually have quite enough inventory or shared stash space. We could use more of that. So I think one solution would be just take aspects and make it as part of the occultist UI. Like make it part of that menu when you interact with the occultist. Whenever you extract something, it just like goes into this hopper of things that you can use, rather than having it be an item that takes up even more space. Another thing to fill our inventory.
I have heard a lot of these opinions, but he's the first one who actually proposed anything similar to mine. He's pretty much proposing the exact same thing, but yeah, that is the best way.
If not, hey, why not just increase the aspect inventory tab? Both the equipment and the consumables have 3 rows, but for some reason, aspects only has 2 rows.
Makes sense.
Why? Give us a 3rd row at least if you're not gonna migrate it into the occultist UI. And then there's also the fact that like every single aspect of a type, be it like offensive or resource or mobility or utility, they all look the same. So when I break down a bunch of different offensive aspects, the icon is the exact same. I can't at a glance figure out what each one is. So I've got to mouse over each one of them individually. I had a whole...
Same thing in storage. When you want to find something that you want to extract the aspect from, you need to just read everything again because there's no search or way to tell.
Stash in my shared stash filled up with all of these different offensive and other aspects for my sorceress, right? And then I made the druid, and I was also pulling up more aspects from there for the build that I needed. And when I put that all in the same stash, they all just mixed together. And I'm like, you can figure it out, right? You can manually sort it, put like the sorcerer on top and the druid on the bottom. But even still, if I have like 10 different offensive aspects,
looks like a rider.
Every time, like if I need a new one because I get a new piece of gear, because we're constantly getting a new piece of gear, and we need these aspects for builds to make the synergies work and everything. So every time, I got a new piece of gear, I need this particular offensive aspect for it. Which one of the 10 to 20 offensive aspects in my stash was that one? I don't remember, and I can't at a glance figure it out. So, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Like, that's what you have to do it every time. At a glance, there should be some better way of finding this. Or another option, and this would solve a lot of other problems, is if they gave us some sort of search functionality, some keyword search, instead of mousing over every single aspect or every single piece of gear when you're looking for something. Let us type in keywords that can filter things out. If we're looking for a specific stat or a specific word that we know is on the aspect, we could find it easily if we had a search function there. And then also, I think just some better sorting options, because right now there's only one type of sort, so they should give us the option to sort by rarity or armor type, or sort by class or power level, or sort so that
armor type is not a real thing.
All of the aspects are put next to each other by their particular name. There's a lot more quality of life and user experience improvements that I feel like they can make, and these would definitely be some of them. And then finally, after playing so much, I realized we could definitely use a loot filter, and I hope that is something that they consider as well. Whew, okay, so that I know was a long list of what sound.
Wait a minute!
Every single aspect or action there. And then also, I think just some better sort word that we know is on the aspect, we could find it easily if we had a search function there. And then also, I think just some better sorting options, because right now there's only one type of sort, so they should give us the option to sort next to each other by their particular name. There's a lot.
Oh no, it's not the same. Yesterday I was here and there's like a PvP thing where PvP is able to kill a boss or something, and 2 guys one-shotted me from a screen away. I was thinking, wait, maybe
lot more quality of life and user experience improvements that I feel like they can make, and these would definitely be some of them. And then finally, after playing so much, I realized we could definitely use a loot filter, and I hope that is something that they consider as well. Whew, okay, so that I know was a long list of what sound like grievances, but really these are just things.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, good video, good video. He's kind. He literally nails everything on the head right there. Good stuff. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sid saying thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.